So, welcome everyone. I
Hello,
am
everybody.
product owner Kyle Youngkin from Gallus, and with me, as always, is our director of customer success, Matt Kadin.
Hello.
This is, episode 5. I want to say
Yep. Episode 5.
of our Pro Tips webinar series for 2022. Before we get into it, let's go over just real quick what is the Pro Tips webinar series. The Pro Tips series is designed to be some short, super informative webinars on some of the features that we see courses using with a lot of success here at Gallus. But you know, the nature of our system is each course is kind of doing their own thing. So we want to share what everyone's doing, so hopefully everyone can benefit. So we see a lot of cool stuff on a daily basis, and this is a really good avenue to get the word out. So they're 30 minutes or less. We do them every 2 weeks. The idea is to inspire you with some useful use cases, I guess, of the Gallus app. And we try to share these recordings on the exact same day. Sometimes it's the day after, I'll admit. But we're trying to
Especially
get
if I'm in charge, it's usually the next day.
I wasn't going to say that. It was implied.
Yeah,
No,
thanks.
So the idea there is, if you can't make one, it's totally fine. Like we don't blame you. We know that you're busy, but we put them all up on our YouTube channel. Our YouTube channel is growing, by the way. So if you haven't already, you should probably subscribe so you don't miss any of our great new videos that we're posting on a weekly basis. And you can go in there and watch these webinars whenever you want to. So it's always good. So before we really get deep into this webinar, I always try to bring us back to our center here. What's our ultimate goal by having an app? The goal is, 1, we want to get people to download it. 2, we want them to keep it downloaded. And then 3, we want to take advantage of that audience by marketing to them. So it's not enough just to get them to download the app. We've got to actually set the app up in such a way where it's increasing your revenue, whether you're sending out push notifications or, like we're going to talk about today, adding some links to your home screen. So with that being said, we've got a little agenda today. We're going to first talk about what the home screen of the app is. I have a hunch that a lot of you know that already, but we'll just make sure. And then we're going to go over some really creative uses of the home screen that we've seen. There's some flexibility there that I think, I suspect that a lot of you haven't realized how flexible the home screen is. So we're going to go over how you would go about adding PDFs. Also, how you can leverage your existing member portal if you're a private club or even if you're a semi-private. And then we're going to go over some other great ideas too that we've seen. We'll get into that as we go. But at the end, as always, we're going to have a Q&A session. So if you think of any questions throughout, just throw them in that Q&A box that's at the top left of your screen. And we'll either get to it while we're talking about that subject, or we'll get to it at the end. All right, that's enough lead up. Let's get into it here. So the first thing I want to do is give you guys some background. What's the home screen? What's it all about? And what are some of the points that you can use in there? So the home screen, think of it almost as home base for your users. Whenever they get into your app, they've got to come here first before they go anywhere else. So you really want to make sure that it's designed in such a way that it has all the features that users are going to need, but it's not super overwhelming. You're trying to kind of gently nudge them to the things you want them to go to. So I think of it as the hub of your app. Buttons can be one of the following. So they can either be a native Gallus feature. So some examples of this would be like an outbound, or like book tee times would be one. Mobile check-in, if you're a Club Profit customer, you could have that. Scorecard and GPS, driving range, offer locker. Those are all things that we have built into your app. They're already there as options, and they're either already on your home screen or you'll see them in app navigation in your dashboard. You can go in and add them. The other thing you can do is an outbound link. Now, this is like the secret sauce. of the home screen, if you will. What you can do is you can link up to any page on the internet. So whether that be a video on YouTube, or maybe it's a page on your website, or even like a registration page from an outside registration software. We'll go over all sorts of examples as we go through.
Spoiler alert.
This is
thanks.
yeah, I know. Don't want to steal your thunder.
I know. Yeah.
But this is what makes it flexible. So we'll get deeper into this. The other thing you can do is a folder. We also call it a custom page. You might see it as that in the dashboard as well. That's basically where you tap on the button and it gives you a series of options underneath. It makes it a little more flexible there. So when I'm showing someone a home screen, I typically give them some pointers on how you lay it out. Typically, a good home screen has all of the following. One, it has the money makers at the top. So things that you're generating direct revenue from, you want them at the top because those are the buttons that get tapped the most. So we're talking tee times, mobile check-in, tee time standby, which is a module that we just recently released where users can go in and they can sign up to be notified when a tee time opens up in their desired window. Things like that are really great at the top. Also, food and beverage is another good one. Now you're talking about the middle. So the middle is more about your information. So think like your scorecard, GPS, lessons, if you want to give people some information on how they can get into that. And also, I always say like membership is a great one because you just want to give people some details about your facility in the middle of the home screen. Now, the last thing you want to think about is what's at the bottom. So the bottom is more about like ways to contact you. So think like your phone, maybe even like a survey at the bottom if you want to give people a chance to respond and get some more direct communication with you. So this is a lot of stuff, obviously, that I outline, but a good home screen typically keeps it pretty succinct, I guess is the word. Think like 8 to 10 buttons on the home screen, nothing more than that, because otherwise it's going to be overwhelming for people. Now you might be asking yourself, well, what if I have more than 8 to 10 things that I want on my app? That's why we have the side menu. It's that 3 lines that's at the top left. Some people call it a hamburger menu. When you tap that, it brings up more of a list view. It's a lot better for a bunch of stuff. You can put as many links as you want in there. We have some courses that have like upwards of 20 I've seen. So totally up to you there. So that's like the basics about the home screen. But let's get more into the nitty gritty on like some specific examples of things you could put in there that might enhance the user experience. So the first thing that comes to my mind is adding PDFs. PDFs are a thing that I know a lot of facilities use currently. They'll send them out in email blasts or even a lot of web pages too. Like you'll throw like a PDF of your menu in there, something like that. They're really great. Yeah, they're really great because you can design them however you want and get the look and feel right. And they're super informative. So I want to go over like if I was going to add a PDF, how would I do that? So I have the steps listed out on the left. Matt's also going to include in the Q&A section a link to the knowledge base article on how to use app navigation. I'm just going to kind of give you the broad strokes here so you can get the idea. The first step is you go to setup files. So you'll see in my screenshot there under basic setup, you go setup files. When you get in there, it'll give you a page where you can actually upload files directly. So you choose your PDF that you already have prepared and you upload it. Now, you'll remember on the previous section, I was talking about how you can go to an outbound URL. So if you want to add a button to your home screen, you need to have a URL to connect it to. So what this is going to do when you upload it is it's going to drop the file down below. You can click on it and it's going to open a new tab and voila, there's a URL at the top. So you can grab that URL. You just go to app navigation and you add a button and then you put that URL directly in, and then you can add it wherever you want to your home screen or side menu. So essentially what you're doing is you're using that setup file section of the dashboard to create that URL really, really quickly, and then you can add it wherever you want. Now, the user experience when they go actually into the home screen, they see the button, they tap on it, and then it's just going to open up within the in-app browser that specific PDF. And they can view it, and then when they're done, they hit done, and then it takes them right back into the app. So super easy. I know a lot of people will use it for like, I think the example I had up there was like pairing sheets for the upcoming event, but I've also seen like F&B menus are pretty common. Any other ones?
Yeah, like event flyers. I see a lot. Just everything that has all the information about the flyer, something that you would email out anyway. What's nice is, not to step too much on you, Kyle, is like these URLs don't always have to be made into a custom button, is they can be put into an app open pop-up that you can link directly to that. So when the app gets open, there's a thing that says click here for more info, and they can click it and it opens that. You can also put it as a news item at the top of all your buttons if you don't want it to be there all the time. You can link it directly there. And then also, if you don't want to host it on our backend in the dashboard, if you have it already hosted on your website, like your menu's already hosted as a PDF on your website or on Google Drive or on Dropbox or any of these other services, you can use any of their links as well the same way in any of these other sections. We're just showing you a quick and easy way. You don't have to go out and use another one. It's then saved in your dashboard for future use by anybody that has access to your dashboard. So this is just one option of very many that you can use to link PDFs or image files or anything. So
yeah, absolutely. And the other thing that you said, like you were saying, pop-ups and news items, push notifications. When you're setting up a push notification, you can choose an action for it, like where it's going to direct to, and one of those is a URL. So think like you've got an event coming up and you just want to give them an information sheet. You say link to URL, put the URL in there, and then when they tap on it, boom, they see all the information.
And now it's saved in Message Center too. So anybody that opens a Message Center, it'll be, if they click on that message, it'll open it up too. So yeah, that's a fantastic idea. Yeah.
Super slick. So PDFs, those are one of the things, like, it's, I think a lot of people don't realize they can do it. So
and how easy it is.
We get a lot of people that ask us about it, like, oh, can I put some information in? And we do this process for people, I'd say, I mean, I can't even count how many times a week.
Oh my God.
We don't do something like this. So,
I mean, I like at least 5 times a day, I feel like.
Yeah. And we're happy to do it.
Yeah.
But you can do it too.
You can do it yourself. Yeah. That's what's nice, is you can come in here and mess around. And if you have a good service like Canva or any other service that helps you create PDFs or image files or flyers, it's great to create them somewhere and then just drop them into the app, and then, you can do them super fast. I mean, it's really nice. So
Exactly. Okay, so the other thing I wanted to go over with you guys from my end is member portals. So we get a lot of questions from private clubs or even semi-privates where they say, I have pieces of information that I want to send out to my members or give them access to, but I don't want like the general public to be able to go in and access it. The next question that's always out of my mouth is, well, do you have an online member portal that's password protected? And most of the time, the answer is yes. Like all the members can go into the website, they can sign in, and then they can access whatever, events, calendars, their member billing, things of that nature. So we can deep link to those different pages within your member portal and leverage that so that it's still password protected, but it's also available on the app. So let me show you what I mean. So like, for instance, this is South Hills Country Club. They're just getting set up, I believe. I think they just went live a couple of weeks ago. They came to us. They're a fully private club. And they said, we've got this great online member portal, but we really just want to simplify it for people. We want to just have it on an app, and they can go in and they can check it all out. So you can see here, they've got their member statements, their club event calendar, book a tea time, all these different things. Book a Tea Time is for them specifically. They have some single sign-on integration between their website provider, one-to-one marketing, and Club Profit. So we were able to leverage that so that they can sign in, and then it'll sign them directly into their booking engine and all that stuff. So anyways, the way that we did this is we go into their online member portal. We can help you guys out with this. We go to the different sections, grab the URL, and then add them as buttons. The user experience, when they tap on one, like say I want to go to the newsletter button. If they haven't signed in first, it's going to say, wait a second, you need to log in to do this. They enter their same username and password that they do for your website, and then they're in. They can see all the stuff that's in there. They can access the member portal directly. And what's great too is if they close out of this, they get out of the app, but then they come back, later that day or even a couple days later, they're still going to be signed in, and they're not going to have to enter that username information again. So again, we're leveraging systems that you guys already have in place, but maybe it's just a little clunky to get to it. Like you've got to get to the website, you've got to sign in, you've got to do all this stuff. Instead, it's a lot easier to just have an app that maybe is sending you push notifications consistently. You can go directly to this. But the same thing goes for, like, again, push notifications. If you want to send them directly to a newsletter that's on a password protected member portal, something like that, you can totally do that. So just reach out to us at support@gallusgolf.com and we can point you in the right direction there. Okay, so that's enough of me talking. I'm going to turn it over to Matt.
Hey,
Matt has some great ideas.
I've talked a little bit already.
That's true. That's true.
All right. These are just a few of the things that I tend to see a lot of, and I've helped a lot of people out recently with some of these. So these come top of mind to me. But these are just, again, very, the sky's the limit on some of this stuff. And I'm mainly going to be talking about custom pages and how, and some really specific use cases for linking either single links or mainly multiple links at a time. So Kyle's going to move on to the next page. The first thing I'm going to share that works really well are videos, especially videos hosted on YouTube specifically tend to work really well for iOS. As you can see, I can have this one, which is like how to use our app, which is links directly to our YouTube page, where you'll find this video in the future. And we have a lot of user videos and how-to videos for the user of how to use the scorecard in GPS, how to, post their score to Gin, how to, share their profile or their scorecard to a friend, or sign up for an event, or whatever it may be. We can customize this for you with the videos that you actually want people to see. Whether if you're not using loyalty, we won't put the loyalty video on there, obviously. But if you are, then we would, because that would be very helpful for people. But essentially, it loads the video. As you can see, it plays it there. If you turn your phone, it goes into profile and it plays it that way. And then when you click done in the upper left on that right screen, it takes you back to the screen and you can click on another video, and they load fantastic this way. Again, YouTube works well. If you have other videos hosted on Vimeo or other places, it will work as well. But YouTube seems to work extremely well, kind of the best, it seems like, I found. But again, these custom pages, as you can see on the left, only they can have everything. If, as you can see at the top, you can have a picture for each button, or each button doesn't have to have a picture. It can just be a title, which is the name of the video. As you can see at the top, I have it just say tutorial videos, and then it says, click below to, view a video. So the top one, it has a picture, a title, and a description. But all the other buttons just have a title, and they're just linked directly to videos. So it looks really clean. It makes it really easy. Sometimes it's better than directing them to like your YouTube page if you have a whole bunch of videos there. But I've seen this work with, a lot of clubs have like their pro does a pro tip of the week, and they film themselves, out on the course doing something. They upload it to YouTube, and then they put it in the app. This is really cool. You can talk about other stuff. You can also talk about what's happening at the club. But it's a really quick and easy way to like broadcast out. You can send push notifications that you have a new video ready, and it can link directly to the video in your app. There's a whole bunch of cool stuff that way. So videos are really awesome. Again, you can also we have some clubs just posting pro tips from YouTube that are just like Tiger Woods or Phil Mickelson or whoever, like they have content out there. PGA puts out stuff. You can link directly to other people's YouTube pages. It's totally fine, and it's just a cool way to get people opening your app and looking at it. So that's one. Videos are really cool and work extremely well. You can also host your videos somewhere else, like on your own website. If you try to upload them to our site, there is a limit. So if it's a big enough video, it may not work or it may not load very well. So YouTube, it streams it from there. I would recommend them. That's typically the best. Custom pages with PDFs, multiple PDFs, not just one. So I'm going to show you a couple different options for this. This one is a great one that I've helped a couple people with. Is just if you have your newsletters already on your website, you can link it directly to like your website with all the links to each PDF on the website. But sometimes even on a mobile friendly website, the links, it's hard to find each one. The buttons can be kind of small and you have to zoom in to find them sometimes. This is a great and easy way to basically have, it just says newsletters at the top. And then again, each month is just a link directly to the PDF that opens up right in the app right there. And again, you hit done and it takes you right back to that screen to click on another one if you want to. So this is fantastic for, especially newsletters if you have them in PDF or image files hosted either on your website or not. Like these ones are actually hosted on that club's website, but you can host them, through our dashboard like we showed you earlier. But another one, if Kyle goes on to the next slide, is F&B menus, which is probably the next one after that. I might have put them out of order. Did I do that? It is the next one. Yes, I did it after that. I totally put it in the wrong order. Thank you, Kyle. So F&B menus, same thing. It's a great way to have multiple PDFs or image files of multiple different menus. If you have more than one menu, instead of having a different button on your home screen for each one, you might want to have it click, and that way it shows each menu, like breakfast menu, brunch menu, whatever you want. So this is a fantastic way to have, again, another one. You can even have a picture of each one, like a picture of like your bar, a picture of like your halfway house, whatever. You can have a picture for each one if you want to, or just have a direct link to make it easy. So now if you want to go back, Kyle, sorry. Another great thing to have is direct links to other systems you're already using that you may not realize that can be basically embedded into your app and make it a one-stop. Like Kyle said, you want the app to be like a hub for everything at your club. So a great thing is scheduling. Like if you have a scheduling program that you use for your lessons, for the pros to book lessons so that people can just find an open time and pay for it right there and show up. A scheduling one is really great. I know is it Schedulicity, I believe, is one it's big, that's not too expensive. There's like Schedule or a couple other ones that aren't super expensive, especially if you have like multiple pros using it together. They can basically pick a time that's open on their calendar. It syncs to the pros calendar and they can book a time right there. So things like this. Other ones that are similar are like dining reservations, like with Open Table or other dining reservation websites where you can basically reserve a table at the restaurant on property, even if it's not you're running the restaurant. If it's a third party, you can use theirs. If they have their own F&B ordering system, like we have ours, you can embed that one obviously through us, but you can also embed any other third party ones that you already have that work there, which are fantastic. And then if Kyle wants to jump ahead, we also have event registrations. This is a great, fantastic. Some clubs, if you have a ton of events coming up all year, it's great to have a button that just is event registrations, and you just cycle in all the events that you have open at that time in that button. So you don't have to keep creating like a new news item or pop up for them. You just basically have a place where people can always go to find event registrations, whether it's through our GTW event registration online, right through the Gallus Tournament Wizard, or your own event program. There's a bunch of them out there. As long as it has a URL, you can link directly to it. And again, you can have a custom page that lists all your upcoming events. And then once the event is old and it's no longer there, you can go and delete it. So it's no longer taking up space on your page. And you can even have multiple, a page within a page. So you can have, maybe you have events that are for, like ladies' nights, or you have events for certain things or certain groups or whatever it may be. You can have that. So you click on it and then it opens up a whole nother list of all of them from within there. So that's something we didn't even get into that much today, but you can even have a page within a page. We limit it to 2 pages so you don't get too deep in the weeds and get lost within the app. But you can have a page within page, so you can have like a list of things. Click on a button, and it opens another page with another list of clickable items. So another thing related to event registration would be results to either league play or to events. Like if you just want to like list like the winners of each event or the results of a weekly game, you can post them right in the app. You can use Google Sheets is a great way I've seen people do, or Google Forms to sign up for events. That way, that's a free thing just to get people to sign up, or surveys. I know we talked about surveys before in another webinar, where surveys is a great thing to link directly. You can have a survey always sitting in your app just for people to like give you feedback about anything. So it is absolutely like endless, but event in general, you can put all your event info. You can put like the name of the event, and then you can have the registration, and then you can have the results, and then you can have like, the winner of like the, closest to the pin on hole 6. You can put whatever you want all in one section for them. So it makes it really easy. And then you can delete that button if you don't want it anymore after the event's over. So those are just a few, but again, there's so many. But these are just the ones I tend to see that work out and people like a lot. So
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, and I mean, like, I know we're throwing a lot of different things at you guys here, but the idea that I hope is coming across is it's really all about what are you trying to accomplish, and like what is needed for your specific facility that's going to enhance the experience of users when they go into your app. So, if it's online ordering, you can either use our on tap system, or you can find an outside F&B ordering system, and you can link it directly in. But even like maybe you're using Golf Genius for your league registration and signups. Well, they have an online league portal. We can link it up directly into your app so that people don't have to go somewhere else to find it, and it's a big pain. It's all right there on your home screen. So we're really just trying to find what you have existing, or we can also work with you to develop something. If there's something really specific that you're looking for, we can find a solution for you, and we can make it all be one very simple experience for your users. Just depends on where you want to go.
One last thing I just thought of, because I helped someone with this yesterday, and it was something I'd seen before, but it hadn't in a while, is somebody did course condition updates, like using a Google Sheet. They basically had a Google Sheet that had listed pin placement of the day, the weather, a bunch of stuff that they just went in and updated, that they linked to their website already, because that's how they were updating it. We just linked that. I was like, I saw it on their website, and we just linked it directly in their app, made a button for it. Now people can click every day, click on the course conditions, and see. They only have to update it once, and it goes to both the website and the app at the same time. That's one of the things that, if like trying to make your life easier, is if you already have something on your website that you're updating it on a regular basis, we can link it in the app, and so you only have to update one place, and it updates both. So that's just one thing to think about.
It's a great idea. Yeah. I know we're bumping up to 30 minutes here. I don't see anything in the Q&A box yet, so I'm just going to say some of the summary stuff very slowly in case someone's furiously typing. We hope this has been helpful. Let me give you guys just some resources in case you're looking to get in touch with us. We try to just give you options galore, and you can use whatever works best for you. You can always look at our knowledge base online at support.gallusgolf.com. That has like everything in there. You can also, if you want to like deal with one of us directly, you can either email us at support@gallusgolf.com, give us a ring at that phone number there, extension 2. If you forgot how to log into your app, there's your manager login. And anywhere with a gallusgolf.com domain, you can chat with us, and that comes to all of us. And we are try to be super responsive, either with a live chat or getting back to you within the same business day. So, like we said in the chat or in the Q&A box, Matt has linked up like the slides for today, and also how to add a PDF, the knowledge base article. We would love to hear from you if you need any help setting up your home screen. So please don't hesitate to reach out if you have any questions or just need some help, because we do it all day. So,
yes, all day. And we love coming up with cool, interesting ideas of how to do something. This is like, honestly, like more fun, at least for me. I know Kyle, I think, likes this too. Is finding cool, unique solutions for you, and finding cool ways to make the app work better for you. So, but
Absolutely.
just know we will steal that idea and tell other people. So typically,
yeah,
that's what we're here for. Sorry.
Share with caution.
Yeah.
All right. Well, thanks everyone. Do you know what our next one is?
I actually was just looking. It is Canva. Ooh, this.
Canva. Canva's gonna be a good one.
Yeah, these two back to back. I thought that was coming up next because that's when I mentioned Canva earlier. I was like,
Canva is like a graphic design resource. We're gonna go over some great ideas for using it in the app. So be sure to tune in. That's 2 weeks from now. So
yeah, this is something I use literally on a daily basis, like for everything app related. So it's by far it saved my life multiple times, just time wise on so many different things.
It saved my life.
Saved my life.
Saved
my time and saved me time, I guess. Save my energy and not going crazy. So
yeah. All right. Well, tune in next time, 2 weeks from now. Let us know if you have questions in the meantime, and I hope you guys have a great rest of your day. Talk to you soon.
Cool. Bye, everybody.